Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesome Calls Trading Recap Review for we are May 7th and 2019. Well, the market is selling off. 2 days of sell-off. Yesterday, we actually came back almost. We went from down 600 or 500 all the way to 100, actually to 50, I think it was. Today, not so lucky. A lot of people still pissed off at all the stuff going on. So the sell-off Dow falls below 26,000. Um, to me, it's just, in all fairness, it's different from yesterday. It's different from yesterday. Yesterday, it was more of emotional anger bounce. You know what I mean? It was like you knew the stocks were gonna, because you know what? The difference between today and yesterday as a professional day trader was the amount of gap down. So, like, let's just say a Baidu was gapping down maybe 2.5 points, where yesterday it was gapping down 6 to 8. You follow what I'm saying? Or a Boeing was gapping down, I'd say, yesterday, like a Nates. Nates was gapping down 15 or 12. So, versus today gapping down 3 or 4. Big difference. So you're not going to get that significant bounce in that all those plays that we did yesterday. Today was more of an angry tone of, we're just going to pop and then sell off most of the day. And we're going to keep selling off. And that's the angry tone of the market right now. Investors are angry. Okay. And when you get the angry tone, it's just a matter of just letting the stock slide all day long to the downside. Even if they have good earnings or blowouts or whatever, um, it's pretty significant. Like Apple will probably drop 6 or 7 points today, but then as soon as it turns green tomorrow, bam, it's going to gap up 1.5 points, pull out of the gate a point, and everybody's back to being happy again. But right now, today's an angry tone of mode in the market, so that's why we're getting that extra sell-off. To me, I went after Blend on our great list: AKTS, HIIQ, XNet, Croc, SEG. I mostly went focused today on earnings, a couple of analyst calls, and a lot of just stupid PR calls. And stupid is like just stupid. And so I want to start with a stock called, let's start with our number one pick, all right, Blend. Right? So what I did on Blend this morning, and today I was about 90% accurate. GWPH was a good trade for many, but I still didn't anticipate it coming down as much as it did. So it knocked my 100% streak off. So anyway, Blend was, now if you know anything about former runners, a lot of people don't know what former runner means. A former runner means a stock, and you can go like this over 180 period. Okay, so what a former runner means that every time they have news, the stock pops. All right, it runs up, right, and then it yanks. All right, and it sells off. So you can see like a former runner here. See that? From 10 to 16, sold off, back down to 10. Anytime they had a formal runner into the name, all right, the stock always would pop. So you went from here to 12 to 16 and then sell off. And it does it every 2 to 3 months. They come up with news just to create volatility in the name. This one day they did what, from 10 to 16 and sold off, and then they redid it, rehashed probably again 2 days later right here, and they went from 9 to 14 and then sold off, and the next day they did another repeat of the news and sold off, and so that's what you call a former runner. So when you get news on it, you automatically react to that news and push the stock up. Okay, and so today, um, on Blend, what I did is I looked at this and I made the decision that this stock was nothing but crap news. And the reason is because they renewed a contract, I believe, this morning, which is fine. I don't mind you renewing a contract, but you have to understand that's what Blend is supposed to do. Otherwise, there's no income or revenue for them. They're working for people, right? So they re-signed their contract. So what? And the contract's only for 700 grand. Well, think about it for a second. If you've already dumped $1.5 million to $2 million in the morning pre-market in the first hour worth of stock, the 700 grand is meaningless. So to me, that told me that that 700 grand was just fluff, and the stock was nothing but a pop and sell off. Now, as a professional day trader, it's my job to determine where the top would be and where it would dump. And today I called Blend to $10 at the open and then a sell off. And it says right there. This stock should push at the open to 10. As soon as 10 comes, it'll be an all-day fader and just take it back down to lows. And that's the trade. Number one pick in the trading. Should gap fill back to 7 and under, maybe 650. And then you wait again another 2 or 3 months, and they'll come up with another news. I mean, it's just be prepared for it because it's a really easy stock to read. Okay. The next stock that we did was a stock called AKTS. This also was up stupid, and what I liked about this, Gianni in pre-market was already guiding traders into the short. So this was really, thank you, Christian. Christian wrote gold. He just wrote all the stuff I wrote down. It's really important, Christian, what I try to teach traders is what formal runners are, how to see through them, how to read through them. Because the more that you're so in tune of that, I mean, when you see it, you spot it so quickly and you know what to do with it. The problem is on formal runners is you have to really do relocates to get those short positions. And everyone's buying for them. And not everyone has shorts. And so, sometimes even I couldn't get shorts at TD. I believe in Fidelity. So what was the point? But I can't deny a great trade or a setup for traders in the room. I have to provide it because just because I don't have it doesn't mean they can't find it. Okay. So AKTS was another good one. Just in case they couldn't get shorts on Berlin, AKTS was going to be a great setup. And the reason one on this one was this one announced first production of order for their. You just read the news. It's just basically they got an order for their first order for something. It's like, but that's your job. I mean, why are you celebrating your job? It makes no sense. You bet. I mean, you own a company. I mean, and you're announcing you got your first order. Okay, that means it's like, okay, think about it. I know it's gonna sound stupid, but put it in perspective. Okay, somebody's giving you all this money to build a toy, right? You finally built that toy after 2 years. Costs zillions of dollars to get that toy to production, right? Right? And you finally sold your first toy to Santa. Santa bought your toy. So why am I going to jump your stock and reward you for that? That's your job. I've already poured in all this money for you to build the damn toy. So go sell the toy now. You see how stupid that sounds? Okay? Well, that's how I related to this stock. So to me, it was a short at 8, all-day fader to 670. That's it. Says it right there. Pop it open to 8, scale all day, 670 and under. Look at the stock. AKTS. There's the pop. Scale in short 8, 675 under. That's your trade. Voila. What does this mean to you? If you took 5,000 shares, 3,000 shares, you made $3,200 today. Because that's where it's going. It's just filling the gap. Next trade that we did today was Jemiah. This was a very fun trade for the room. Now, Jemiah, Morgan Stanley put out, which is a tier 1 analyst in our chat room. Tier 1 these are analysts that I've already gone over for years and years and years, and I've evaluated their status, and I felt that Morgan Stanley is an elite, to me, analyst. They can move a stock either up or down. So in my mind, in my eyes, Jemiah was a perfect setup. The problem is it was a recent IPO. Shorts are still hard to find, but a lot of platforms had it. Stock was only gapping down on it. They gave you an underweight rating with a $27 price target. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. $27. If the stock is sitting at 37, that means that the stock should come down to about 32, 33. All right, it's a perfect storm. So, and the fact that it was only gapping down maybe less than $1 was so significant for the short setup. So I told traders in pre-market I would buy anything 36.50 short, add on any pop out of the gate, if it does, and look for this thing to sell off, and look at the money that was made. There was no question this was coming down off of that downgrade, especially with the market gapping down 200 points. It was a perfect storm. All you needed to do was throw in the lightning, okay? And that's exactly what we did. So if you look at the call on that one, we said, Jemiah, gapping down 1.5. I would short 36 with room to 37 and take it down to 32 and under. So far it's hit 34. So it's a really good trade. Okay. The next one that we did was a company called Croc. Now, Croc, if you don't know what Croc is, I'll show it to you. Croc are Croc shoes. Okay. Probably the most uncomfortable shoes ever made in the world. They look like this. Right? These are Crocs, right? And they're the ones with holes. Okay. I don't know who wears these, but a lot of people do. Well, Croc had earnings. All right. Nurses, is it that comfortable, Bounty? I mean, I guess this looks comfortable here. Okay. Well, I guess they're comfortable. And I guess you know what I should do? I should go try one. I should just go try one. I've never tried one before. I see them all over the place. Anyway, Croc came out with earnings. All right. The problem is their earnings didn't impress me. Okay. And I wasn't impressed with the earnings. And then they threw in this announcement they were going to buy back some of the stock. That made no sense to me. Croc, if you know the company, they're kind of cash poor in a sense that I feel where they're going to, to me that was just a ploy to try to pop the stock. So I looked at this one and I nailed it perfectly. I told everyone in the chat room, this is a short. I don't care how good the earnings look, the gap up. This is going to pop at the open at 30.50 to 31. When it does, get in there short and write it down to 28.75 and under. I even wrote the buyback is excessive, not sure they're even going to do it. I was all over this. This was nothing more than a short, 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 short. I couldn't stress it enough. So I came out over here, I looked at the stock, and on Croc, I'll show it to you. Croc. And there it is. There's the trade. First of all, you have to deal with the gap up. Then you have to know that shorts are going to squeeze at the open. My job was to anticipate how much as a professional day trader. Tell traders where to look for the topping. I said 31. I missed it by 9 cents. Stock came all the way down, 28.75. And now it's even 27.75. AJ, that's the most amazing play I've ever seen. Thank you. Thank you. It's all about understanding the stock. And again, when you look at this, this is not hindsight trading. This is actual real live day trading, analyzing the stock. This is what you pay $6 for. All right. Now, you're looking at this going, God, I could have made $4,000 on this trade. God, I could have made $6,000. God, I could have only just took this trade and been done for the day. God, I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have done it. But you see, how are you going to do it if you're not in a room that teaches you? And a lot of these other rooms, they don't do this. They don't digest the earnings, analyze it, and then give you. So when you look at a stock and go, gosh, I missed that. How did you miss it? Not in this room. Not in this room. This is what we go after. And this is such a cheap stock that somebody with $500 in cash, $500 with 6 times buying power, or 15,000 buying power on $500, literally could take 400 shares and pull in 2 points and make $800 on a $500 in cash. That's the kind of trade the setup was for. All you had to do was execute, but you had to learn it first. You had to know why. And that's what I did. I want to teach you the why behind each move. Okay. The next one I did was a company called XNet. Now this one I'm going to teach you a little something that I normally would just teach my great subscribers in the room. Okay. I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm going to say because you kind of have to pay attention to this. I want you to read basically the XNet missed on all sites, all cylinders, right? And on top of that, they missed on guidance. They also fired the CEO. Okay. Now, a lot of you think when you fire a CEO, you're like, fuck, there goes the company. No, 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 no. There goes the shitty part of the company. You have no idea getting rid of somebody who keeps producing and missing on guidance. That dude needs to go, or that lady needs to go. So the board got together and said, you know, get back, get to packet, Skippy, get out. Next, probably put a box with his name. You're done. So that everybody calls him. You're done. My point is, it's a good thing for the company to fire the CEO. And a lot of you don't know that. You look at it as like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, the company's going to fall apart. It's like, really? I don't think so. So the way I look at the stock is, okay, you missed on revs, you missed on guidance, you're not as bad. I think you're already gapping down quite a bit. I'm going to long your stock, and I'm going to add when it hits 24 because I think you're going to rebound probably about to 27 or close to it. And then I'm going to short you for the day. Okay. And that was really the call. That's how I kind of looked at it. And so I wanted to go long. Now I got to give props where they're due because Fire nailed this. One of our great mods in the room. He was one of the first ones to go long off the notes, and you could see how it pulled right at the open. And I said to buy the 24 area. I said to actually start nibbling at 25, room to 24. It came at 24.50 and shot all the way back up to 26.50. Traders, that is a 2-point trade. Do you understand that? That's a very good trade. That's a very good trade. I mean, you could have took 200 shares, made $400, and been done for the day with 5,000 buying power. All because I told you what your entry and exits would be. And the fact that Fire took the trade really showed people the conviction that another trader had in it as much as I saw it as well. And I really want you to pay attention to that, traders in the room. When you see a Fire follow up on a call like that, or B trades take a short like Berlin this morning, or go long based on what he sees, I have to give props to B trades on Berlin because he's a police officer, full time. So he had literally maybe 20 minutes to make money this morning in the room. So you know what he did? He just took 1,000 shares long, and he zipped right out of the gate. He made $750. He was done. He put on his uniform, went to work. That's how fast that was because I told him exactly where it was going to go. He even did a chart for you to tell everyone. AJ said it would go to 10. I sold right under 10. I was done. He made like $695 in no time at all, within 10 minutes of the open, and he was done. I mean, when you are around somebody that knows where the stock's going to go and why, you can't lose. All right. So I'm going to show you another one. Croc and HIIQ. This was really nice. HIIQ did not impress today with their earnings at all. I read the report. It was kind of garbage. And I just wasn't looking positive on the stock. Take care, Mark. So I looked at it and I said, you know what? The earnings are really bad, but I think we're going to short cover probably at the open, probably to $25 a share. And then we're going to probably lean into it short and fade it for the day. And don't ask me how. It's just the way I read the report. And I want you to see what I wrote. I told everyone, go long. Because it was down already 2 points already, $2.30. It was sitting at 23.50 and under, all right, this morning in pre-market. And it actually hit 23. So I told everybody, take it long, let the stock pop to $25, scale in short, and look at this. I want you to look, solo, look at this, and take it down to 22 to 22.50. Look what I wrote, the precision of what I wrote. Look at what I wrote on a stock that I don't trade more than 4 times a year. The stock's going to pop at open to 25 and fade to 22. So if you've never, ever traded in your life, ever, and this was your first trade, and you had a bag over your head, a blindfold, and a bird box, and you couldn't see anything except a short button, all you had to click was a short button with 1,000 shares, you would have made $3,000 today. If you took 500 shares, you would have made $1,500 today. You don't believe me? You want to know what it's like to be in this room? This is just number 3 of 14 ideas I had today. Three of 12. But look closely at the precision of this call, the preciseness of the entry, the exit, and the why. You ready? Here we go. I told you the stock would pop at the open towards 25. There's 25. I said the stock would come all the way down to 22. There's 22. Knowing the move before the move is everything in our business. This is precision day trading at its best. On point education, teaching, telling you why. This is one of my best calls today. Okay? All right. So that is today's webinar. I want to thank you for joining us. A little 21-minute. I hope you enjoyed it. I also do want to give props on 2 charts I'll be doing tonight from 2 amazing people in this room. The great Dave the Trader. He is the quick gentleman that gives us some of the most magnificent short or long ideas. Today, he was just Dave the Trader. He called Spruce short at $26.40. I have the timestamp on it, and it actually pulled when he alerted. I said, okay, I would go short, room to add to 27. The entries were around 26.30 and 26.40. This was the alert. It came in when it pulled at 7:27 this morning. I said, wait for the pop, standard pop, and it ran up. K-Web, Croc, Mr. AJ gets the best vote of the best trade of the day. Thank you. So, Croc is better than HIIQ, in your opinion? Because they were both pretty prestigious. Anyway, Dave the Trader delivered over 2 points, $2.20. And then the next one was Raphael. Raphael put money in my pocket, and I love Raphael. Great small cap bio trader, a bio. I mean, I didn't even hesitate. He saw the $12.65 flag, and he just ran it. I was done. I went long here. I chased it in the room at $14.09, I believe it was, 14.8 or 14.9. And I just said, okay, I'm going to go long. And I went long, and I sold it for, I think it was 67 cents or something like that with size. And the stock ended up going up $1.50. I wish I could have held the whole way, but hey, it is what it is. Took what I got. Fun money. And then, of course, the sell-off. And, of course, you got all these rooms, putting the middle finger in there, the death line, the death zone, all these impressive VDVDs. This is why it's coming down off the VWAP, off the EMA. It's like, dude, there was no news in the stock. All you had to do was wait for the pull, lower low set in, short the stock. You don't need to work for death lines and all that crap. Don't get overexcited. There was no reason for the stock to be up to begin with. So that's the perception out there. You know, these rooms are like trying to sell you that they know exactly when a stock's going to come down and all this other stuff. Traders, if a stock is running ridiculous for no reason, there's no news, you know the stock's going to come down. You know, it's pretty evident it will. But you have to look at the stock itself as it's in play to know, okay, once it breaks this area, it should snap for the rest of the day. I mean, for me, like on Blend and AKTS, the news told me to sell off. See, that's the difference. I don't need a chart to tell me the stock's going to sell off. The news tells me it is. And that's what will always separate me in this room from any other room in the world. The news will tell me what the stock will do. Okay? And if there's no news, that's automatically going to tell me it's going to come down after it peaks, after a couple parabolic moves like that. So I don't know what was the best trade today. I mean, when you put up HIIQ and you put up Croc, I mean, side by side, I know a lot of you are looking at these two going, God damn it, if I could have just done 1,000 shares short there and 1,000 shares short there, I'd been up $5,000 today. just based on what he said the stock would do and perform. You know, and I know it looks simple after the fact, but the reason why we do these webinars is because, you see, in my world, I write this stuff down hours before the market open. I start writing in the room 30 minutes before the open to get more precise on the call itself. And I start at the number one and I just work my way down. So imagine if I'm starting at 5 minutes to 6, right, in California time. By the time I'm already on HIIQ, right, so you're already setting up to go long at the open to 10, because I already told you it's going to 10, and the stock's sitting at 8.5. Then HIIQ, I'm telling you long at 23.50. That's 5 minutes. I mean, this is 25 minutes before the market opens. Then Croc, I'm telling you, it's going to go to 31, and the stock was sitting at what, $29. You see that? I'm already telling you way before the market opens. By the time I'm done with my 10, it's like the bell's going to open up in 10 minutes. Then I finish my last two notables, and you're off and running. Meanwhile, you're already set up at the top 3 or 4 ready to go. So I don't know. It was a really good day. Bad trade for me today. Got to keep it real. I'm not perfect. I. It's funny too because Ollie did a whole webinar on this because the idea was to short the stock, and I was right. You can't deny I was right. The problem is when I went to go bounce it, I was wrong, and I made money on this trade until I went to go try to bounce the damn thing, and I fucked up. So I made the money back on Boeing, a Boeing trade, and a BO trade. So I got my money back, but it was. Oh, I wish I could have celebrated as WDBH, but I can't. I messed up, and I'll show you where I messed up. And it is what it is. When you trade live, you get a little over anxious sometimes. It was right here. I knew it would sell off. I had room to 200, 205 at the open, and I wanted to plunge down to 192 and under. And I think we were trying to bounce it here or here, and it didn't hold twice. And I'm stupid. I bought it here thinking it would pop through the 190, and it just would not get through. And I lost it right here when it pulled right there. And you have to understand, these are horrific fills. The spreads are just ridiculously wide. And believe me, you get punished when you sell, when you dump at market order. It's just, I wish I could have been the buyer down here at 182. I had 192, went to 182, but one hell of a short. Ricky Trader in our room, he's been here. He actually emailed me. He's been here 1 week. He made over $7,400 in a week. This trade today, I think he pulled in $3,000 on $800 risk. He risked $800 and he made, like, I think $3,500 or $4,000 today. He just killed it. I mean, he knew that the stock was going to come down, but when it flushed like that, he covered right here and he was done. He was literally done in like 6 minutes of work. So imagine making $2,000 or $3,000 in 6 minutes, or $4,000. I mean, imagine that, risking $800. I mean, my guess is he took 400 shares short, risked 2 points for 800, and just slammed it. And when he got the first bite right here, he probably took half, and then took the other half here. I mean, it was a fucking phenomenal trade on the short. you can't say nothing. So, hey, thanks for joining us. Man, I love and respect. Going to do it all again tomorrow. It's going to be another busy day. Looking for the market to probably rebound a little bit tomorrow. So, anyway, you want to join us? Click the button. See you tomorrow. $25. You can find some change around your house. Come and join us, and $100 for a week. And if you convert, I'll give you all that money back, and you could be a monthly. You get a whole month for $97 once you re-sign that, because we give you back your 100. All right. So this is my Twitter feed, AJTrader7, and I want to thank you for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed this webinar. A lot of work goes into what I do. a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. All I want to do is try to educate, teach, show what I know. And the more I can share what I know, the better the trader can be. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.